Hello everybody, we're back again to do our third week snack, and it's going to be the patriotic Oreo Pops. So I'm going to read the ingredients for you so you can get everything ready before we even start. We need our packet of Oreos, we need our sucker sticks, we need our white chocolate that you should have saved from the first session, and then our sprinkles. And today we have to remember to save a few sprinkles for the next snack also. So let's read the instructions. It says melt the chocolate in the microwave for 30 seconds, stir, and then microwave again for 30 seconds until all are melted. Then we're going to pour our sprinkles on a plate, and we're going to remove one side of the Oreo and place a sucker stick in the center of the melted chocolate. Put a small amount of melted chocolate in the cookie to create a bond to the other cookie. Place the other side of the Oreo back on top of the cookie filling. Let the Oreo Pops sit for several minutes to allow the chocolate to set up and create a bond. Dip the Oreo Pop into the melted chocolate and make sure to cover both sides completely cover. Then tap off the excess chocolate. Place one side of the Oreo Pop in the plate of sprinkles. And remember, we got to save a few sprinkles for the next snack. And then place the sprinkled Oreo Pop on wax paper and allow it to set up for 20 to 30 minutes. So we've got our white chocolate, our cookies, our sticks, plate. What we're going to need for utensils is a paper plate I'm going to use, or if you have to use a regular plate at home. And then we're going to need a bowl and a spoon to melt our chocolate. We're going to need some wax paper. If you don't have wax paper, I guess you could use some foil, something like that, just to sit them on until they're going to dry on the wax paper. So we're going to take all the rest of our white chocolate, put it in a bowl, and I'm going to microwave it for 30 seconds.
Will you use that at home?
I have. Is it still running?
You can talk to him. If you can think of something to say.
Well, these should be good. Ian, I know you'll like these cookies. All of us will. And I'm going to show you, they're not quite, they're starting to melt. But you got to mix it up. It's not quite ready, so we're going to put it in for 30 more seconds. might want to have a dishcloth or a paper towel in case you need to wipe your hands off. I don't know what else to tell you guys why this is warming. I hope you're having a fun summer. Oh, that's good. See how creamy it is? That's how it should be. And mix, mix, mix. Okay, so we have our white chocolate melted. I'm going to use this. So we're going to get a cookie out. Hey, Mrs. Taylor, should I do all 4? Or just do one just to show them?
Just do one.
Okay. I'm just going to do 1, but you guys can do 3 or 4.
The whole packet. Move the chocolate.
2. Well, I'll do 4. So we're going to twist it apart. So we're going to take one of our popsicle sticks and stick it in there. And then we're going to take a little bit of our white chocolate so we can bond the cookie back together. Can you see that? We just put a little bit of our white chocolate that we melted in there. And then we're going to stick the cookie together. And you need to let that set. I'm thinking, didn't it say? Let it sit for several minutes to allow the chocolate to set up and create a bond. So set that one aside and you guys can do the other 4 if you want. Which actually they have 6 in here, but I might make 4 and eat the other 2 plain. Because I think you only have 4 popsicle sticks. So then you're pushing it down. Putting a little bit of white chocolate melted. Kind of maybe make a circle so put it back together, kind of wiggle it around so it stays together. Set that one aside and go to the next one. Put a little bit of white chocolate. This is a lot of sugar, guys. Press it together, but don't press too hard or you're going to break your cookie. Kind of wiggle it around. Let that one sit. One more. Twist. Put your popsicle stick. A little white chocolate. Don't put too much white chocolate or it'll ooze out the sides. Put the other cookie back on and kind of just wiggle it lightly. Press it down. And then you're supposed to let them sit for a little while. While they're sitting, we're going to get our sprinkles put in the bag or on the plate. Save a little bit for the next snack. So that should be about enough for your next snack there. So the next step is we're going to dip the Oreo into the melted chocolate and make sure that both sides are covered, and then tap off the extra chocolate. So let's start with the first cookie that we made, because it sat there for a little while. So I'm just gonna kind of put it down in that white chocolate, wiggle it around. And then flip it over, wiggle it around. I don't know, might have to spread it around a little bit because it's hard to dip in that bowl. But then let it drip the excess off of there. See how the extra icing is sliding off? There, you got your icing on there, and now we're going to dip it into our sprinkles. Pick it up, and we're going to turn it on the other side. Uh-oh. Mrs. L didn't let it sit it long enough.
Just grab it.
It's coming apart. Well, oh, goodness, see? Better let it sit longer, guys.
Just grab it with your hand.
That's what can happen when we didn't let it sit long enough. We'll just kind of squeeze it back together. And then you let it sit on the wax paper and let it dry. Let's try one more cookie, and hopefully this one's a little drier. But I would let it sit. Let's see, the instructions say to let it now I can't find where it said that. Let the Oreo Pops sit several minutes to allow chocolate to set up inside your cookie, the chocolate. So I'm going to kind of tilt this. That one's better. So we're just barely tap it on the plate. Maybe not, don't let it lay on the plate. That one's much better. Maybe I'll find one of the janitors to give them some cookies. Let's do one more. Turn. Oh, I can feel it falling apart. Goodness gracious. Let's see if we can get our stick back in there. I think what it is too, your icing's not as warm. This is a hard snack to make, guys. So let's just kind of dip it in our sprinkles. I'm going to get a spoon and just sprinkle them on. Goodness. I don't know, this one's not very pretty, but it'll taste good. So, here's our first one, and it turned out good, but let it sit and dry for 30 minutes, maybe even an hour. Eat them after lunch. So, that one looks pretty, but make sure they're twisted together good. So, that is our patriotic Oreo Pops.